Imagine a seemingly ordinary day at Newcastle United, but soon, something unexpected begins to unfold. A faint noise near a narrow gate, a shadow moving between cars and pedestrians, and a growing tension as eyes turn towards the place where the club trains. Today, we'll dive into a scene that almost went unnoticed but pushed the club to make quick and decisive moves. And yes, you'll understand why, step by step. Stay tuned until the end, and if you enjoy this kind of analysis, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about the Magpies. At the heart of the Geordie community, the bond between players, supporters, and staff has always been strong and tangible. Late afternoons at Darsley Park, Newcastle United's training ground, are often filled with smiles, autographs, and spontaneous moments. But recently, that familiar closeness has been shaken. Something has changed behind the scenes. Soon you'll see how this shift has affected not only the fans but the club as an institution. It all started with what seemed to be a simple incident, a bit of confusion with traffic, a moment of distraction, one car leaving, another arriving, but it quickly turned serious. The area is a narrow public road shared by vehicles, pedestrians, club staff, and of course, eager fans hoping to see their idols. With the ongoing expansion of the training center, the atmosphere became even more intense. Construction brought machinery, deliveries, and renovation work in the canteen, increasing circulation risks. According to the club, the safety of everyone was beginning to be genuinely compromised. Here's the turning point. Newcastle United were forced to take drastic measures after a senior player was left alarmed by an incident that nearly resulted in injury near the entrance to the training complex. What could have been a minor scare turned into the trigger for a clear shift in the club's policy regarding fan access outside the training center. And that's what we'll break down now: how it got to this point, what factors raised the alarm, what the club has announced, and of course, how fans should respond. If you're enjoying this, leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps you up to date with exclusive Newcastle stories. To understand the root of the issue, we need to look at the layout. The only entrance used by players, staff, deliveries, and construction vehicles is a narrow public lane shared between cars and people. As more people started gathering there, the risk of serious injury grew. The club released an official statement warning, as the number of people gathering at the training center increases, so too does the risk of serious injury, with so many vehicles and people sharing a small space. In addition, some individuals were stepping into busy roads even up to a kilometer away from the gate, trying to approach players' cars at traffic lights. That level of proximity put fans, staff, and players in a difficult and potentially dangerous situation. Shortly afterwards, the club explained that to ensure safety, players and coaches had been instructed not to stop their vehicles when entering or leaving the training ground. We value the incredibly strong connection between supporters, our players, and coaching staff, but safety must come first, the statement read. It was undoubtedly a tough decision, one that, as we'll see, has implications for fan-player interaction and reveals how seriously the club takes its responsibility to the local community. But there's more to it. The situation doesn't end with the incident. The training center is undergoing major expansion and renovation. The Darsley Park complex has been approved for an additional 1,350 square meters of new facilities, offices, meeting rooms, and support areas. The club has already invested over £10 million in the project, which includes a canteen, auditorium, plunge pools, and a games room. The expansion is expected to be completed by the summer of 2026. This increase in construction activity has added traffic, deliveries, and workers to an area that was once used only by players and staff, meaning the logistical risks have risen sharply. On the other hand, Newcastle fans have always been a vital part of the club's identity, from waiting outside Darsley Park to cheering the players' arrivals. That closeness has been renewed many times over the years, but now, the circumstances call for new boundaries. The measures introduced by the club aim to preserve the community spirit, but with tighter safety rules. Fans have been asked to avoid gathering near the entrance or access roads, a visible change that will require discipline from everyone. Of course, some questions remain. What will the club's next step be if these risks continue? Could we see more active patrolling, physical barriers, or even relocated access points for fans? And how will all this affect the relationship between supporters and players? The famous come and say hello before or after training might be changing, and we'll be here to cover every development. If you haven't yet, now's the perfect time to subscribe. Make sure you don't miss vital Newcastle updates. Beyond the immediate safety issue, there's also a long-term perspective. As the training center expands, the number of construction vehicles, workers, and equipment will increase. That means crowding narrow traffic areas won't just be inconvenient, it could become dangerous. The club had already been concerned about this and had been studying possible measures for some time. This recent alarm served as a catalyst. Infrastructure investment is crucial for any top club's growth, but it brings challenges that must be carefully managed. So, what does this mean for fans who love seeing their heroes up close? First, spontaneous encounters will be reduced. Second, the club has confirmed it will continue to organize opportunities for fans to meet players throughout the season. Announced via official channels, these new opportunities could take the form of scheduled sessions, controlled autograph signings, or special fan events, ensuring the Geordie community doesn't lose its connection to the club, but that the bond will now be managed more safely. In summary, what started as an almost unnoticed moment, a safety scare at the entrance to the training ground, pushed Newcastle United to act swiftly and decisively. The safety of players, staff, and supporters became the top priority, bringing immediate change to how fans interact with the team. If you want to stay fully informed about everything happening in Tyneside, the behind-the-scenes moves, the dramas, the developments, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos as soon as they're released. Thanks for watching until the end. Stay tuned for our next videos, where we'll explore what new measures are being implemented at the training centre, how access to players will change, and what this means for the atmosphere at St. James Park. See you soon. Let's keep following Newcastle United together through this decisive chapter.